Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is don't fall for IRS tax scams. What the IRS will never do. So IRS just released their tax tip 2022 15, and it's titled Taxpayers Beware, Tax Season is Prime Time for Phone Scams. And with the new tax season starting, the IRS really wanted to remind taxpayers to beware that fraudsters continue to make those aggressive calls. They pose as IRS agents in hopes of stealing either money or personal information. And they'll say things like, you must pay now with a gift card. I know I've reported a new scam alert like that last year. And then they also say things like, you will be arrested, which you wouldn't think that that would be something that's possible over a phone and for a business. And so let's talk about what the IRS has indicated they will never do so that you and your team members don't fall for these phone scams. So the first thing is they will never call to demand immediate payment using a specific method such as a gift card. Generally, the IRS will first mail a bill to any taxpayer or business that owes taxes. Next, they won't threaten to immediately bring in local police, which I guess that means they will at some point, but they won't immediately bring in local police or other law enforcement groups to have the taxpayer arrested for not paying. And then lastly, they won't demand that taxes be paid without giving taxpayers the opportunity to question or appeal the amount owed. And then one last thing, if you click on the tax tip link that I have, and I'll have that in the description, they'll also say that they will never call unexpectedly about a tax refund. So now let's talk about, well, if you do get a call, what can you do? And I will tell you that as a practitioner, I remember having calls from the IRS, and it was usually something that some type of activity that we already had in progress, and they were just calling for an update or a status. Maybe they're requesting some additional information. So maybe you might get a call from the IRS if you have something that is pending, and what you can do is use that good old authentication of the caller. If the IRS does call you and you think that it might be legitimate, go ahead and authenticate them. Ask them to verify your company's tax ID, the address you filed with, more information on whatever activity that's pending that they're calling about, maybe the number of forms you file if they're calling about your 1099s. Most times, if you ask a fraudster some identifying questions, they'll just hang up. They'll go to the next person that doesn't give them that type of requirements. And I will also link to an authentication vendor master file tip of the week video at the end of this video. So you'll see it pop up in case you want to take a look and listen about or watch on authentication or recording or video on authentication. Now, the IRS does provide some instruction that if you do receive fraudulent phone calls purporting from fraudsters purporting to be from the IRS, you can record the number and then hang up the phone immediately, report the call. using the IRS's impersonation scam reporting form by calling the number that's on the screen. And then also you can report the number to phishing at irs.gov, and be sure to put IRS phone scam in the subject line. And the IRS does have a link to the TG or TIGTA um, group or department, and so I will put that in the description as well. All right, so if you would like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborahrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.